Hello everybody, welcome back. In this video, I'll be solving another SQL problem. Problem number 1934, confirmation rate. Let's take a look at the problem statement. We are given two tables, signups and confirmations. Table signups has two columns, user ID and timestamp. User ID is the column of unique values. Confirmations table has three columns, user ID, timestamp, and action. User ID and timestamp is the primary key, is a composite key. User ID is the foreign key, referencing the user ID column in signups table. Action is an enum of the type data type, and it has two values, confirmed and timeout. So each row of this table indicates that the user with ID, so user ID, requested a confirmation message at timestamp, and that confirmation message was either confirmed or timeout. So our task is to find the confirmation rate of a user. So the confirmation rate is calculated by the number of confirmed message divided by the total number of requested confirmation messages. So it's gonna be the average of the confirmed over the total. All right, so the confirmation rate did not request any confirmation message is 0, and round the confirmation rate to 2 decimal places. All right, let's take a look at the example. So here we have user ID 3726. So timestamp. So this timestamp is different than the timestamp in confirmation. So the timestamp in signups table is the sign up time. So don't confuse between these two timestamp. All right, and confirmations table has user ID. So this is timestamp where they request the confirmation message. All right, in action. So user ID number 3 requested 2 times, and the both action is timeout. So it means that so the timeout is gonna be 0. So the number of confirmed divided by, so if it's not confirmed, it's not gonna be counted as 1. So timeout, then timeout is gonna be 0 plus 0 divided by 2. So it's gonna be 0. So as you can see here, it's 0.00 because we also need to round the confirmation rate to 2 decimal places. All right, so let's take a look at another user ID. Let's take a look at user ID number 7. So user number 7 requested 3 times, and all 3 times the action were confirmed. So it's gonna be 3 divided by 3. So it's gonna be 1.00. So similarly, so number 2 requested, user ID number 2 requested 2 times. 1 is confirmed and 1 is timeout. So confirm will be 1, timeout will be 0. So it's gonna be 1 divided by 2 because this user ID requested twice. So it's gonna be 0.50. All right, so let's take a look at user ID number 6. So user ID number 6 didn't request any confirmation message. So it says here that the user did not request any confirmation messages is 0 for the confirmation rate. So the confirmation rate for this user, number 6, is 0.00. All right, so let's solve this problem. Based on the output, we will keep all the user IDs from a signups table. So we're gonna do a left join to confirmations table on user ID. But for now, I'm going to print all the columns just to show you what the result looks like, and then we'll get the confirmation rate from there. So we're gonna do select user ID. Let's get the timestamp, an action. So we're gonna let's get it from sign up. I'm gonna alias it as S, and we're gonna do left join with confirmations. Is it S? I'm gonna call it C. On assign on S dot user ID equal to is underscore equal to C dot user ID. Okay, so let's give these columns an alias so it can recognize where to pick up the columns from. So user ID, we're gonna get it from S, doesn't matter. And timestamp, again, the timestamp in signups table is the time the user sign up, but the timestamp in confirmations table is the timestamp that we need in here, because it's the time where when the user requested the confirmation message. So we're gonna use c.timestamp, and action is only in one table, in confirmations table, so we don't need to put alias, but we can put it. It doesn't really matter. So let's run that. And I just want to show you real quick the output. So in here, user ID number 3, like I explained earlier, requested twice, and both of them are timeout, so it's gonna be 0. 0 divided by 2 is 0, so the result, the confirmation rate should be 0.00. And user ID number 7 requested 3 times, and all 3 times were confirmed, so it's going to be 3 divided by the total number of requested times, so it's going to be 3 divided by 3 is going to be 1.00. And for number 2, 1 timeout, 1 confirmed, so it's going to be 1 divided by 2, it's going to be 0.5. And for number 6, it's null. So this is the case where we need to know like how to handle like this null value, and when it's confirmed and when it's timeout. So this is where we're gonna use the case when. Case when acts like an if condition in Python, if you know Python, like another programming languages. So it's like if a condition is met, then we assign a value, or then we do something. If not, we do something else. So in this case, we're gonna do that. So I'm gonna remove these 2 columns because we don't need them. So it's gonna be first, let's get the case when. So case when, so if the action right here, if C, the action from confirmation table, so C dot action equal to confirmed, then we assign value 1 to it, right? Else, so if it's not confirmed, meaning the action is either timeout or null, we assign the value 0, else 0, and end. So this is what we need to define to get the value of when it's confirmed equal to 1. So we have that, and we're gonna get the average. So we're gonna use the average function. So the average of it, because we're gonna group by user ID, so we will have it average of the action and group by the number of user ID. So average, and we also need to round it to 2 decimal points. So it's gonna be 2. All right. Average. So this, I think I have extra parentheses. Okay, so it should look good now. And we're gonna call this as confirmation rate. Confirmation rate. All right, so let's run this. And oh wait, we're gonna do group by. Group by as user ID. Okay, let's run this. Okay, so output looks good. It looks as identical as the expected output. The order doesn't matter. So yeah, so this looks good. Another way to write the case when, we can use if function. Maybe if you are comfortable using case when, then you can keep case when, but if not, we can write if. So if is going to be c dot action equal to confirmed, then we assign 1, else it's going to be 0. So it's going to be less, it's going to be shorter, it's easier to look at. So it's going to be like that. Average, if that. So I will need another parenthesis. Let's run it. All right. So if you prefer using case when, you can use case when. If not, you can use if function. And let's submit that. All right, I passed all the test cases. Runtime 1074 milliseconds beats 96.28% of users with MySQL. All right, that is it for today's video, and I'll see you in another video.